Man, that last lesson, I know you got a lot out of it. We talked about throw away your goals. And what we mean by that, just to recap, is not that you don't have any goals at all, but it simply means that you set a goal, you put a time stamp on it, but don't get caught up in having a smart goal. And you work solving the problem to reach that goal. And I use the example of me wanting to go to college. That was my goal. That was my focal point, if it were, to go to college. The problem was that I needed to solve was what college to attend and the financing. And so I began working on solving problems. Understand this. You get paid based proportionally on the types of problems you're able to solve. Let me say it again. You are paid proportionately based on the type or magnitude of the problems you solve. If you solve major life-changing problems, then guess what? You get paid a nice paycheck for doing that. That's why coaching is very lucrative. That's why consulting is very lucrative. Why? You have changed major problems. And so when you start thinking about goals versus problem solving, they're one and the same. You have a goal, but the problem is, how do I successfully reach that goal or exceed that goal by solving problems? Here's a couple of strategies when it comes to reaching your goal through solving problems. Number one, you have to ask yourself, is it really a problem that needs to be solved? You see, some of you have a goal to say, well, my goal is just to have enough money to pay my bills. That's simple. Get a job that pays you enough to pay your bills. Fix. Easy. Others of you want to have a lifestyle change. You want to have time freedom. Maybe you want to be able to take a vacation quarterly to exotic places. So the problem is, if that's the lifestyle that I want to have, then the problem is, how do I create enough income to do it? Here's how you saw. Let's say the vacation is $5,000. The problem now is I need to raise $5,000 over timestamp X amount of period of time. Then you break that down and say, okay, the problem to making $5,000 is, how much do I need to make per week? 52 weeks, let's say it's a year out, to do it. And you start working on that. Then you break that down and say, okay, the problem is I need to make X amount of dollars per month or per week. Then how much do I need to make per project or per hour? You see what I'm doing? I'm taking a big goal of taking a vacation to an exotic place, let's say to Brazil to travel the Amazon, right? That's too big. That's way out there. It doesn't make sense. It's crazy. But if I say the timestamp is a year, maybe a year and a half from now, and I know the price tag, let's say, is $5,000 to be able to fly, hotel, have some spending money. Then I can work my way back. Remember, we talked about starting with the end in mind, and you work your way back. And so that's the key to when I talk about throw away your goals. Because a lot of times people, they write goals, they put them in a nice shiny binder, and they file it away, they put it on a shelf somewhere, never to be seen again. And what I'm asking you to do, what I'm challenging you to do, is to set a crazy goal and work your way back. Set a crazy goal, figure out how much that goal costs to achieve it or to exceed it, and break it down into chunks of saying, if I need, for example, $12,000 to, let's say, take a cruise, take the whole family on a cruise, I got 1 year out. Then that means I need to make $1,000 per month, right? Then I break that $1,000 into 4 weeks, and that tells me how much do I need to make. If it's $1,000 and I divide that by 4, then I need to make $250 a week. Then I say, okay, I need to break that down into 40 hours. Then, listen, that's a measly $6.25 an hour. Most of you, I'm sure, make more than that. And so when you look at it that way, of saying that I got $12,000 divided by 12, then I know that's $1,000 a month, divided by 4 weeks in a month, that's $250 a week. Most people work 40 hours a week, divided by 40 hours, that's $6.25. So guess what? That $12,000 a year for your dream is only, think about this, a cup of coffee and a sandwich. That's all it is. A latte and a sandwich. That's what you need to save per hour. It's $6.25 per hour. Or let's do a day times 8 hours for some of you. $50 a day. Most of you can do that. If you would just save $50 a day, some of you can do that, and just put it away. Just take $50 a day and put it away towards the vacation. That's what we mean. We talk about stop setting goals and start solving problems. Well, let's celebrate. We are done with Module 3. I am so proud of it. You have made it. And now we're going to get into module number 4 and talk about productivity. We're done with dealing with distractions. We're done with dealing with all of the stuff, procrastination, all that stuff. And now we're going to get into the exciting stuff of how to increase your productivity. So you want to stay tuned. And again, I celebrate you for completing Module 1, Module 2, Module 3. Let's tackle Module 4. I'll see you in Module 4.